What's up, Chuck? It's me again. I have found making videos like my last two to be quite cathartic. Maybe these will resonate with people, anyone who happens upon this channel. Tonight, I'm going to be reading to you a blog that I wrote for my personal blog, which is available on my website, KaiBriscoe.com. The blog is called The Bite. That's the B-Y-T-E. And this is the latest blog posting. My website is still under construction because I'm doing all of this on my own, using Squarespace, but I'm doing all of this on my own. So all of the pages are up, but things look a little cattywampus. But you know what? That's okay because life itself is a work in progress. Am I right? So I'm going to go ahead and read something to you in the hopes that it resonates with somebody out there. Please know that though we might be misaligned when it comes to ideology and political, religious beliefs, what have you, ultimately, my entire goal in life is to bridge gaps of understanding. It has always been very important to me to find what the truth is and to share that truth, not from a perspective of who is right and wrong, because I don't give a damn about that, but from a perspective of people have the right to know what the truth is, and that truth should be honored. And I just think it's the right thing to do. So I am as fallible as anyone. I am, an imperfect ally. And I put this out there in the hopes of resonating with anyone else who may want to be or considers themselves an ally. When I say imperfect, I mean, we don't have to agree on every certain thing. As a fallible person, there's going to be things that I do in life that, you might find disagreeable. That's called just being human. So I think we need to look past certain petty differences, as we kind of develop this relationship here on YouTube, and just stay focused on the very big, very scary, very real things that are happening here in this country. So without any more delay, I'm going to go ahead and get started into reading this. This is a blog post titled, "A Chill Sets In Before ICE Arrives." A chill sets in before ICE arrives. Nature has a way of easing us into change. We ourselves have ways of being eased into change. Depending on what we're talking about, this can come down to two things: consideration or conditioning. As a child living in the most conservative county in Texas in the 1990s and 2000s, I heard Fox News in the background of my home every night. I heard things from trusted adults who would say things like, "This is America, speak English." There is no official language in America, by the way. "We got all of these damn Mexicans making things worse." Mexican was often used in the early 2000s as a general slur for all Hispanic and Latino people. "Well, it wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for all of these damn illegals making my taxes go up." This was then and remains to be a major talking point for conservative propaganda. As a little white girl living in a safe suburban neighborhood where a majority of my neighbors were also white, I was conditioned by the adults in my life and the media that they consumed that Mexicans were bad. That was the gist. They were stealing our jobs and coming over here just to have babies so they can stay in America / use our tax dollars for what, I'm not sure. This line is applied to damn near every issue. The problem is that the narrative being fed wasn't based in truth, and that's what makes it propaganda. Propaganda is defined as information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote a particular cause, doctrine, or point of view. I was told that Hispanic people were sneaking into this country to have anchor babies so that the parents could sign up for benefit programs and mooch off of a system they did not pay into. Let's break down that narrative. Here's what is actually being said in these conservative talking points from the early 2000s. Hispanic people have no right to be in this country. They have no rights to social benefits, and they shouldn't be here. Their language and culture wasn't welcome. It was lesser than status quo. They were lazy, dishonest, and untrustworthy. And the bottom line, the conservative talking heads wanted you to know one thing: we should not tolerate them being here. Decades of this rhetoric has been mainstream talking points way before anyone had ever even heard of the acronym MAGA. The chill set in long before. To properly call something out, I like to dissect all the ugliness. It went even deeper than just a sentiment of unbelonging. There were harmful stereotypes. Well, everyone knows that the Hispanic men love to beat their wives and cheat on them. Their little girls dress too provocatively and have no morals. They look like little whores. Hatred is spread casually and plainly, presenting itself as moral and factual when it is neither. Then I grew up. It's 2016. My Hispanic friends are getting worried about La Migra coming to take them away. I tried to comfort them by giving them the tired answer, they're only coming after the illegal immigrants. You should be fine. I cringe now thinking about that idiotic retort. Hispanic and Latino people are not foreigners to this land. They are indigenous. That's why Hispanic people look like Native Americans. It's because they are. What we think of as Hispanic is just the same American Indian colonized by the Spanish instead of the English and given Catholicism instead of Christianity. I'm saying they do belong here. This is their home. After all, Texas was part of Mexico long before it was part of America. If you can delegitimize Hispanic people and separate them from what they are, it is that much easier to then manufacture justification for their removal. And that is the purpose behind all of it. We didn't get ICE terrorizing Minneapolis overnight. We didn't get this proverbial freeze out of nowhere. This is the result of slow dripping propaganda designed to slowly make its white audience hate, fear, and distrust an entire group of people by utilizing racist beliefs that they secretly hold. It is hypocritical for whites with European heritage to say that they don't belong on these lands. And to that I say, dear white conservative, your country will not be safer when Hispanics are removed. Your taxes will not decrease because Hispanics are gone. Your job will not pay you more, and better opportunities will not appear when they are removed. You will not be happier. You will not benefit from this. In fact, it is the opposite that is likely to happen. There is a belief that illegals, and I really hate this term more and more every day, as I find it to be absolutely derogatory and dehumanizing, don't pay taxes. There is also an argument that they should come here legally, but legality doesn't just happen. It is a long and costly process. They must pay for visas, attend court hearings, show that they are trying to find work and hold down a job, and pay taxes. It's not black and white to go from illegal alien to legal citizen, and it's very important that you understand that. Since it is a process, it's that gray area between non-citizen and citizen that really matters. And these people may live in that gray area for many years. Note, ICE has been using people's immigration hearings as traps to nab them after court and bring them into detention facilities. This was happening all throughout 2025. Judges would let people leave the courts through backdoor exits to avoid being handcuffed and dragged away. These events really happened, dear conservative. You can go look it up. It is very important that you remember that your government can do bad things and that not all bad things live only in history. Ignorance and denial make you complicit. What happened to Keith Porter, Alex Preddy, Renee Nicole Good, and little Liam, among others, should have never happened. And it is indefensible for anyone who is still able to be honest with themselves. The immigrant didn't make it harder for you to afford car repairs. They didn't make it harder for you to afford groceries. They aren't the reason dentistry work is barely covered by insurance. They aren't the reason you feel so fucking numb and hopeless and drained at the end of the day. They are not what is beating you down. But just like one man could weaponize prejudice to turn Germans against Jews, this administration has preyed upon the seeds planted decades prior and the underlying racism that never truly left to make you think that all the ways they are fucking you over is the fault of the guy with brown skin and not the result of policy created by Republicans for multiple decades now, designed to weaken the power of the American people and consolidate that power and wealth for the elite. The things your party tells you the Democrats are doing are the very things they take your donations and support and then do. And it is time, dear conservative, that you accept that. Your party has been compromised, and so has America. A chill always sets in before we get snow and ice. And that's on how propaganda made you cold-hearted towards your fellow man. My name is Kai. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a great night. Please take care, and I'll see you again.